Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of City stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Right, welcome to the Odds Show. Yeah, we look forward to the game of Leicester City versus Manchester City on the 11th of September 2021, and just have a look at some of the values, have a look at some of the odds for a bit of fun. Obviously, there'll be a bit of a City lean or Manchester City lean. When I say City, I say Manchester City. It does get confusing when we play these other cities, doesn't it? But we all know who we mean, don't we? It's the Citizen Show. So there you go. Always be a leaning towards City, of course, in these odds. If there's anything of value in the opponent's odds, then I will mention it. So just a little bit of interest for me. I don't put much on. Obviously, I have the charity bets, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But yeah, just a little bit more interest to the game, isn't it? But please, I don't ever condone gambling in any way. Only bet what you can afford. And of course, when the fun stops, stop. Be gamble aware and all that, please. Yeah, so each match I do place a charity bet or bets. I've been splitting them at the moment, trying to get some money in the old pot, which I've failed to do miserably so far. So hopefully, fingers crossed this week, we'll get something in the pot. I take all the hits myself, so any losses I take myself, and then we do make a profit. That will go into a pot to be given to a charity or charities at the end of the season. So let's get that kicked off. I don't know how many weeks I've got to say that for, but it'd be nice to get it kicked off. But I'll let you know what. There's a couple of bets this week, so I'll let you know what they are when we get to them. Right, let's have a look at some of the value. Yeah, these are all priced at 3 p.m. Tuesday the 7th of September as I'm recording this. Yeah, just away from the actual game itself, City to win the league is still easily available at various bookies at 6-5. So if you fancy that for City to win the league title, you can get 100 to 1 on Leicester. Do you want to put a quid on that? I won't say you'll lose a quid because you never know with Leicester. You never know what's going to happen. A top 4 and a top 6 place for Leicester. They're interesting. If you fancy Leicester to finish top 4, that's 5 to 1. I've got them finishing just outside the top 4 on my little preview of the season. I've not seen anything too much to alter that view at the moment. And if you fancy them finish the top 6, yeah, you still get odds against. Yeah, you get 11 to 10 on Bet365 and William Hill. I think if you can get odds against, that's quite good. I wouldn't put you off putting that to finish in the top 6 with Leicester. They'd be very disappointed if they don't finish in the top 6, to be honest with you. Managers to leave, yeah, both Brendan and Pepper, both 66 to 1, so not much chance. But I think they were about 100 to 1 at the start of the season, so they have drifted, have moved in just a little bit. The match odds. So the match odds, City and Leicester. For a City win, it's 8 to 15 on, so not too bad. If you don't mind betting odds on, that's not a bad price. 16 to 5 the draw. Neither Leicester or City draw that much, to be honest with you. So, but it's an interesting price, and 5 to 1 for a Leicester win as well. So I do hope and expect a City win. But certainly for Leicester fans out there, I won't put you off the draw and a Leicester win, to be honest with you, as I say. But I don't think either of us do draws. So I think at that sort of price, if you're a Leicester fan, 5 to 1's not a bad price to have a go on Leicester. Right, on to the specific odds now on the game. First goal scorer. You got the usual suspects, of course, for City. You've got Torres at 9 to 2, Sterling and Jesus at 5 to 1, widely available. Mahrez is an interesting one. He's 6 to 1, the 365. I'm not overly sure he'll play, to be honest with you. It'd be interesting to see how they all come back from the international duty, etc. But it wouldn't surprise me if he sticks Mahrez in. They got obviously against Leicester. Grealish is an interesting price. I say it's not prolific as a goal scorer. Don't forget that. So that's why you're getting good prices on him. But you can get 15 to 2 on Bet365 for Grealish to score the first goal. As far as Leicester concerned, yeah, interesting enough. I mean, they have got Iheanacho at 9 to 1. I'm not always sure he'll start the game. But Vardy's been leading the line still, and he's 17 to 2. So first goal scorer, that's not a bad price. That's 365. Iheanacho's 9 to 1 on 365 as well. But that's not a bad little offer there. Again, if you're a Leicester fan, I'm not going to tell any City fans to put Vardy's first goal scorer. I don't mind as long as we score 2 more. But yeah, that's not a bad price. Certainly won't be put off by those prices again, as far as Leicester fans are concerned. Anytime goal scorer, you got Sterling Jesus at 9-5. I always try and get as near to 2-1 as I can. That get with the 2-1 I can get. But Sky and Vic are both 9-5, so that's not too bad for Sterling and Jesus. But Grealish is 12-5 again, so again a little bit better with Paddy Power. Ian Atcho's 11-4 with Bet365. But the interesting one for me is Vardy, anytime goal scorer. You can get 13-5 at various markets on Vardy to score. So that's one of my first charity bets this week. One of half the bet on Vardy, anytime goal scorer, as long as we beat him, I don't care. At 2-5, I've done that on Smarkets. If you watch my vlogs, you know that obviously I was quite successful in the old days on betting. So I do have, I'm limited by the accounts I can use now. I've mainly the exchanges, but yeah. So I've got the first part of the charity bet I'm going to run at 2.5 on Smarkets for Vardy to be anytime goal scorer. Both teams to score, yeah, that's an interesting one. It's 4-5, yes, which is 4-5 on, which is okay. But you can actually get 11-10. You can actually get odds on against no. So there's a possibility of a clean sheet here, isn't there? If you think about the Community Shield and other meetings between City and Leicester recently, we won 2-0 there, of course, last year. So if you can get 11-10, which you can at Bet Victor at the moment, that's not bad value on both teams to score no. You know, if you expect one of the teams to keep a clean sheet, if not both, yeah, that's 11-10. So that's an interesting bet. I haven't got in on that, but I just thought I'd point that out for you in case you fancied it. The correct score market, yeah, that's interesting. City win 1-0 is a 15-2 on Bet365. The 2-0, which was a score last season, is 8-1 on Bet Victor. That's not bad. If you fancied 3-0, I'm not going any higher than 3-0. Respect to Leicester, I don't think we're going to tater them more than 3-0 if we beat them at all. So that's 12-1 with Bet365. If you're looking for closer games, of course, 2-1 is 8-1 with Bet365 and Bet Victor. 3-1 is 12-1 with 365 and Hills, and a 3-2 cracking game for City win is 25-1. So that won't be too bad, but 2-1 and 3-1 look very good to me. So I've took a chance on this one. I like the 12.5 on offer I got from Smarkets. 12.5 I got for a 3-1 City win, Manchester City win. So yeah, I was going to go 2-1, but I thought, no, it's too tempting, the 12.5 at Smarkets. So that's the other half of my charity bet today. So I'm going to keep your fingers crossed for perhaps a Vardy first goal, 1-0 to Leicester. Or, well, it doesn't matter, does it? 3-0 for City, Vardy goal in the last minute just to give them a consolation goal. Yeah, it was an anytime goal scorer, wasn't it, Vardy? So keep your fingers crossed for 3-1 and a Vardy anytime goal as Leicester's goal. That'd be all right. The draw, yeah, as I said, I don't fancy the draw, and I think the odds reflect that. A 0-0 is 14-1 with Sky, a 1-1 is 17-2 with Bet Victor, and a 2-2 is 18-1 with Hills. But if you do fancy Leicester win, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility, if you fancy the 1-0 that they did in the Community Shields, you can get 19-1 on Bet Victor. If you fancy a 2-1, that's 19-1 again on Bet Victor. A 2-0 is 35s on William Hill, and a 3-1 is 55s on William Hill. So some really good bets for Leicester fans if you're confident about your team. And I want a bit of fun at it. As I said, it's a bit of fun. You want a pound, you have a pound on a 3-1 to Leicester, you've got 56 quid coming back into your account. So I mean, it's not too shabby, is it, for a little bit of interest? Half-time, full-time, yeah, some interesting ones here. City half-time, City full-time is 7-5 at 365 and Bet Victor. A draw and then City to win is 7-2 on Sky. That's not a bad one, actually. I quite like that one. A draw and a draw is 6-1 with 365. I mean, I keep going against these draws, but no doubt it'll end a draw, won't it? But there you go. Leicester at half-time, Leicester at full-time is 9-1. Again, some great value for Leicester fans here if you're confident in your team. And they've not been playing that badly. They got hammered at West Ham, didn't they? But obviously they did go down to 10 men at one stage. But they've not done too bad otherwise. A draw in Leicester is 12-1. That's even better. So if you fancy a draw at half-time and Leicester to win the game, that's on 365 and get 12-1. Goals over under, that's an interesting one. We very rarely have. I know the Community Shield was a 1-0 cagey affair or didn't score many goals, but usually there's a few goals, isn't there? So if you fancied over 2.5, that's 8-11. I won't put you off that because I I do think there's 3 goals in this game at least. But if you fancy 3.5, you want to take a chance. I nearly had a go on this one, but I couldn't get any value on any of the bookies I can bet on. But yeah, over 3.5 is 7-4, widely available, as I said, apart from where I can put my bets on. But that's better value. But as I say, they are usually high scoring, reasonable scoring games recently, so they'll be interesting. And the last thing we're going to look at today is winning margins. Yeah, winning margins. I like to do this sometimes, but again, there was nothing I could place on my bookies that I bet with. But have a shop round. There's plenty of alternatives. I mean, City to win by 1 goal. You can get 13-5 with Bet365. That's not a bad price. If City to win by 2 goals, which is what I'm saying out with a 3-1, but if you fancy a 2-0 win, which is plausible, you can get 7-2 on Bet365 and Sky as well, so you can get that. And if you fancy Leicester to win, I'd say some good value for Leicester fans this week on these odds. If you fancy Leicester just to win by 1 goal, which 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, whatever, but 1-0, 2-1, possibly more plausible, you can get a massive 15-2 with Betfair Sportsbook, not the Betfair Exchanges, Betfair Sportsbook. So, yeah, as I said, this was an interesting one this week. I say not too bad prices on City, but you're getting some good value on Leicester City as well. So if you're a Leicester City fan and want a bit of value, and it even tempted me into have a little go at anytime goal scorer for the charity bet, didn't it? I say I wouldn't normally do that. Obviously, with my charity bets, I try and think with my head and do that. Obviously, usually I think with my heart, and obviously have a go on City for a quid there and 50p there, etc., etc. But there you go. So, just to re-emphasise the 2 charity bets, if you can please keep your fingers crossed for me on these 2 charity bets. I've got the anytime goal scorer. I've got Vardy for that. Go keep your fingers crossed that Vardy will score at some time, even though City will win. Hopefully, City will win. Or obviously have a look at hopefully City will win 3-1 as well. I've got a charity bet on that. So if both come up, we'll have some money in the bank. But so please, if you can keep your fingers crossed for me, that's fantastic. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what your little bets are. And a few more watched my last one of these. So hopefully I'll find a little niche market there. As I say, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I try and give a bit of information on the game as well while I'm doing this. Is not just bland bet after bet. I just give you some information, my thoughts behind the bets, and what's a good possibility. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments anyway. If you perhaps you don't bet and you just like watching this thing, just let me know in the comments if you're having a bet or if you're not having a bet. And it's just nice to get some feedback on this new show, because I think it's fairly unique as I try and make most of my little vlogs. So please give us some feedback if you like it. Please give us that thumbs up if you like it as well. Don't forget, it's great to get lots of views, but it's nice to get thumbs up. And so we do get quite a few for my City vlogs, but any more thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching today. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flit across, have a rest, watch my film and TV channel. Have some interesting stuff on there to try and inform and entertain as well. Have a look on there. But wherever we meet again, I only ever ask you one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.